One of my subscribers has asked me to rebuild the New York Jets along with Jordan Travis, and another one from a long time ago actually asked me to do a rebuild with Spencer Rattler or Jordan Travis, one of the lesser QB prospects such as Jordan Travis. And by lesser, I mean they're taken in later rounds, obviously not like a day 1 or day 2 guy. But if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get 150 likes on this video. I would appreciate that. So my plan for the New York Jets rebuild is to rebuild it obviously with Jordan Travis, but I'm going to, of course, start Aaron Rodgers in year number 1. And if he doesn't retire after the first year with the Jets, then I'm going to force his retirement. I know some people may be like, oh, well, that's not realistic, yada, yada, yada. I mean, he could retire in real life, but I would like Jordan Travis to learn under him just for 1 year and then start him, because I think that's what will realistically happen. But of course, the rebuild is about Jordan Travis, so I do want him to eventually start over Aaron Rodgers. So I plan to do that in year number 2, and I would just force Aaron Rodgers into retirement just to make it seem more realistic. But for the rest of the team, healthy Breece Hall is a beast in the NFL. Everyone should know this by now. Mike Williams being a higher overall with a higher dev than Garrett Wilson is kind of whack to me, considering that Mike Williams has his own personal spot on IR every single year. And honestly, when he's on that field, I'm not even a huge fan of him. I can understand why the Chargers cut him. He's extremely inconsistent. I've never been a huge Mike Williams fan. I understand he was, a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. I'm not being a hater of him. It's just, I don't see the hype. That's just me personally. The Jets took an offensive tackle in the first round. I was super surprised they didn't take Brock Bowers, because they're definitely in a win now situation with Aaron Rodgers being on his way out to eventually being into retirement. So I thought they were going to give him another weapon, but I guess they're looking more long term, because also Tyron Smith is very injury prone, so maybe he gets injured. And they also got Morgan Moses back from the Ravens. He was on the Jets, went to the Ravens, now he's back on the Jets, and I believe they traded him back and forth like 3 different times. They also got the Ravens left guard John Simpson, I believe. So Fashanu here out of Penn State, left tackle. I think it was a good pick for the long-term idea, but again, I really thought they were going to go with Brock Bowers. Defensively, they traded John Franklin Myers for a 6th-round pick. Maybe his contract was coming up, or maybe it was too big. I understand they had some depth at defensive line, but I didn't really think it was a good trade for the Jets. A 6th-round pick, John Franklin Myers was a pretty underrated defensive lineman. He profiled as an edge in Madden, but I think in real life he more profiles as a defensive tackle. I think he's about 300 pounds, so I would profile him there. But now we get Jermaine Johnson, Hassan Reddick, who was a great trade for the Jets, by the way. Really nice pickup. I know he's like, what is he, 29 now? I know he's 29 because in this roster was technically set in 2023 and not 2024, because that's how you load in the rookies. But anyways, he is 29. Sure, maybe his contract is coming up, and you did have to pay AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, so maybe it was a cap casualty. You had a lot of depth at defensive line. I can understand the move for the Eagles, but great move for the Jets to acquire Hassan Reddick. Will McDonald, I was never really a huge fan of the pick, but maybe he can develop in the simulation. I don't really know where I'm going to incorporate him. Is he about 300 pounds? Not even close. 241. He's not moving inside to defensive tackle. Jermaine Johnson, Hassan Reddick, of course, edge rushers. CJ Mosley, I'm surprised EA still has him at an 88 overall. I know he's a great linebacker in real life. I just feel like he was out for COVID, and then he was injured, and then he came back. I don't know if an 88's overall is the correct overall. I'm sure some people are going to be like, oh, Vic, you don't know ball. I'm a Ravens fan. I understand how good CJ Mosley was, but as soon as we let him go, he was like, man, I'll take a year off and then just get injured right after. Sauce Gardner, arguably the best corner in the NFL. Some people say Pat Surtain or Jalen Ramsey, yada, yada, yada. I don't really like it when people be like, oh, well, this guy's better, that guy's better. We can argue, like, we can all just come to like an agreement here. We can argue all day, but we can come to an agreement about there are top players in the league. You don't have to say which one's the best. I think it's purely opinion at that point, and it really won't matter. But for the specialist, I'm going to put Malachi Corley. I believe his first name is Malachi. I want to get it right if I'm going to say it for the rest of the rebuild. Malachi Corley. I gave him star dev. Also gave Jordan Travis star dev, as you can see, but I only gave it to him because you're not going to be able to progress a 67 overall normal dev QB. He's only going to be starting 3, maybe 4 years in this simulation, so I need to give him star dev, but I'm keeping him at a 67 overall. Specialist looks nice. We could go on a run here and could give Jordan Travis a ring in year number 1, but this is about developing the Jets with Jordan Travis. So for now, Aaron Rodgers is going to be the starter. Jordan Travis is going to learn for a year, and then he will start in the next season. But for now, let's move into the midseason mark. 5-1, top of the division. The Bills are 1-6 with Keon Coleman. Rough start. Offensive rushing game is 28th, but the rest of our team ranks are in the green, mainly because I'm in the Dallas playbook, which is obviously the most overpowered offensive playbook in the game. insane. For the scouting national focus, I think I need linebackers. CJ Mosley's getting pretty old. My outside linebackers aren't really useful. I mean, Quincy Williams is good in real life, but he doesn't have a dev, and I believe he's like 28, 29 in simulation. Chuck Clark here, another Ravens player who went to the Jets. I'm not really a fan here because he's 29 in real life, but I should stop even considering that because we're playing Madden here. He's 28 here. That's fine, but like I don't really know if I want to keep him on the team. Everyone else here, I don't really want. I have an old punter and kicker that I don't want. Elijah Vera Tucker, I don't think I'm going to accept his option. I'd rather just pay him. So apart from that, I'm not really interested in anyone here. Let's just move into the playoffs. 13-4, top of the division. Bills are having a rough time. Offensive rushing game went up to 19th. The rest of the team ranks are in the green. Wild card spot, who in the AFC took it over us? The Ravens. I was expecting it to be the Chiefs, but the Ravens also make sense. For the stats and awards, Aaron Rodgers looks to be almost another league MVP. He's going to be third for league MVP behind Mahomes and Lamar. Second in passing touchdowns, fourth best offense in the league, second best defense. Great year for the team. 4,400 yards, 40 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 119 pass rating. This is exactly the type of season the Jets want from him in real life. Breece Hall, almost 300 attempts, 1,200 yards, 4.2 per carry, 15 touchdowns. Great season from him. Mike Williams completely makes me shut my mouth as he performs amazingly and has a fully healthy season on the Jets because, of course, I turn off injury on my rebuilds because if I kept it on, it would be lame and Mike Williams would never play. But he has 107 receptions, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. That may be X factor. Garrett Wilson, 11 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. I could see superstar dev for this. I don't know if the AI is going to give it to him. Malachi Corley with a nice rookie season, 7 touchdowns, 800 yards. Defensively, CJ Mosley with 104 tackles for a loss, 19 for Quinnen Williams sacks, 17.5 for Hassan Reddick. That's going to be an X factor once again. And then Quinnen Williams with 15 sacks, 19 tackles for a loss. That deserves X factor as well. Jermaine Johnson, 7.5 sacks, 18 tackles for a loss as he finally gets a true starting chance in his own starting role instead of constantly rotating with other edge rushers. Interceptions, 3 for Sauce Gardner. Safeties on the team is going to be 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. Can Jordan Travis get his first ever win here as a backup QB against a divisional rival in the Miami Dolphins? He does 28-23. Probably going to lose here to the Chiefs because, you know, the Chiefs are just the Chiefs in simulation. Hopefully we do not lose. We win 13-7. Surprising here to face the 14-3 Baltimore Ravens in the conference championship. Let's move into this. Here we are against the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to start out with a punt. We're going to respond with 3, so it's a nice start, at least getting points. But 3-7 game here. They have the ball once again. They're going to make it 14-3. Offense needs to wake up and score some points here. Please get a touchdown. 6-14. Finally getting our first touchdown of the game. We failed the 2-point conversion. The Ravens are starting to put on the gas, and I think that's going to be it. Yeah, 32-19. Aaron Rodgers is going to be stopped here by Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. So Lamar puts up a 4-touchdown game, but doesn't even get 200 passing yards. Let's move in to the offseason. And the Ravens beat the Niners in this Super Bowl. I feel so bad for the Niners. For their last 3 Super Bowls, they have lost. And once again, this would be technically 2024 season. Well, actually 2025. And January or February for the Super Bowl. So about 12 years later, whenever the Ravens and Niners get a rematch here, the Niners lose once again. Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. And there are no awards here for the Jets. In the AFC East, Tyrod Taylor retires. And as I mentioned before, even though Rodgers has X Factor now, which would be sick, I'm going to force him into retirement and we're just going to pretend that he retired so that way I can actually start the rebuild with Jordan Travis. I know some people may not like this and just want a Jets rebuild, but I want to put a little bit of a twist on it since a couple of people were asking for it. And you know, you got to fill the desires of the people. All you got to do is just change them to punter and then put their accuracy at, well, their awareness, not their accuracy, their awareness to 12. So he's a 40-year-old punter who's a 12 overall. Nobody's going to want him. And before I actually do any of this, I have to tank his contract so that way I don't have to deal with that either. So Superstar X Factor and 12 overall, Aaron Rodgers, punter, is being released on $1.3 million off with his cap hit. We're going to say he just retired, and Jordan Travis is going to take the lead here. 71 overall with the boost. For the other upgrades on the team, Mike Williams gets Superstar X Factor. Unfortunately, Garrett Wilson doesn't get Superstar. I'm not going to give it to him, but if he gives me another back-to-back season with over 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns, then I absolutely will. Everyone else here looks the same. Defensively, what do we got? Quinnen Williams gets Superstar X Factor. Hassan Reddick just had 17.5 sacks in the season. I'm going to give him Superstar X Factor. I think it's more than reasonable. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you guys are just playing like franchise for fun or anything, if you guys actually do this in your regular simulations, because whenever I'm sometimes playing off camera, I play this game every day, so there's really no point to playing off camera. Sometimes I will play though. I do this in my franchise whenever I think a player is deserving of it, and you got to be realistic with yourself. You can't be like, oh, I really want a player to succeed, then they have a terrible season, then you just give them X factor. You have to be realistic. I want to know if actually other people do what I'm doing in my videos. But anyways, let's move into the re-signing. For the players ready to negotiate, Elijah Vera Tucker, I'm just gonna not accept his options so that way I can pay him. Chuck Clark and everyone else here, I'm just not interested in. I'll draft a new kicker and punter, or just pick one up in free agency. I have $87 million to spend, so let's move into free agency. Josh Allen is here in free agency. I would love to have it, but I already have Jermaine Johnson. I already have a nice defensive line. David Bakhtiari, I don't need either. Justin Madubuike, though, on a defensive tackle contract. He actually got signed to the Ravens in real life. Just EA can't update the contracts, and you can't update your own contracts either in the roster. So I'm actually going to avoid that just for like the realistic side of the rebuild. Sorry to anyone who's like, oh, this rebuild's unrealistic because of the contracts. You can't change the contracts. It is what it is. After free agency, I got free safety Quandre Diggs. I get Michael Pierce, which I usually do in a lot of my rebuilds, and I got a new kicker and punter. So I'm in a bit of a predicament here. There's a lot of good, strong safeties on the board at pick 29 here. We got RJ Gaines, 6'1", 210 out of Wisconsin. He looks nice across the board, nothing spectacular. He has A awareness, which means it's going to be a high overall. Balanced athleticism, balanced skills overall. Earl Queen, elite strength is the highlight here, but past that, nothing great or exceptional. He has B to D awareness, which is a little bit scary because that could be total hit or miss. Grant McMillan, first to second rounder, 4.43 for a safety is actually nice. And then B's across the board, very balanced. Oscar Sykes here, the more balanced athletically of all the other players, and also he looks good. But he also has A man coverage, which is a bit odd for a safety. I'm not gonna lie. What is his scouting report? He's a hybrid guy, I would assume so. Then Gordon Anderson, he has the lead agility. That looks nice as well. Very balanced as well. Then I'm not going to look at a third rounder. Honestly, RJ Gaines, just because of the A awareness, I think I might take him, even though he's not the most athletically inclined compared to the other players. I know that's a weird way to phrase it, but he has great strength still and great agility. So even though he's a little bit on the slower side compared to the other guys, the A awareness, I already know he's going to have a high overall just because of that. He's balanced in his other attributes, and also he is a hybrid archetype, 6'1", 210 out of Wisconsin. RJ Gaines is hidden dev, 88 speed. That's what I was worried about, but it's fine. 91 acceleration, 90 agility. I know he's already going to be high overall because, again, of the A awareness. This is usually how I do my scouting. A lot of people are asking me to make videos on how I do my draft process because sometimes I get hidden devs in like the 5th or 6th round. That doesn't happen all the time, but this is usually how I make my scouting analysis. If you guys want to look at that, look at for the athleticism and the awareness, because the awareness is the key attribute to their overall being high. This third round linebacker, Darius Stanton here, looks pretty good. Physicals, great acceleration, great speed, good agility, good change of direction. 4.5, 40, 6'1", 227, field general archetype, A awareness, B block shedding, A hit power. He looks pretty nice. I'm in the third round. I didn't get a second round pick. I know the Jets actually have another one in real life. I mean, not for 2024, but for 2025 they do, but it's whatever. I'm not going to stress about it. Darius Stanton here, hidden dev out of Michigan State, to be expected. 88 speed, 90 acceleration, 6'1", 227. He looks great. Now, this is the team after the draft. Looks like the AI picked up a 59 overall quarterback with the boost. He's a 60 overall. Hidden dev, Mark Young, 87 throw power. He's got a wet noodle for an arm. Not very accurate. Mild athleticism. All right. But for the rest of the team, Tyron Smith still hasn't retired, so Fashanu is still going to be a backup, but I guess that's fine. Jordan Travis has some nice weapons at his disposal. X Factor, Michael Williams, Malachi Corley, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Tyler Conklin's a solid weapon, and he has a solid offensive line at his disposal. It's all up to him just to produce some numbers, and I actually have to refresh the roster. Forgot about that. Gaines is a 75 overall. We got Quandre Diggs as well. Stanton, I'm actually going to move it to left outside linebacker. So the offense hasn't changed other than the quarterback, and the defense hasn't changed except both of my defensive tackle and my edge rusher both got X Factor. I improved at my second string defensive tackle. I improved at my left outside linebacker. I improved at my free safety position, and I replaced a 78 overall strong safety with a 75 overall rookie safety. And I guarantee you, all of our team ranks are just going to suck for no reason. I can understand the offensive ranks going down because of our new quarterback, but I guarantee you our defense will just be atrocious just because if you don't have a high overall quarterback in simulation, the game's like, we're going to choose for you to suck because we said so. Maybe Jordan Travis is a baller and I'm just completely wrong, but for now, let's move into the midseason mark. No, I was just completely wrong. We're 5-2, top of the division. No, I was right. Look at my defense. It's 22nd in the league. Why? The only thing that I replaced, I improved my free safety, improved my linebacking core, improved my defensive line, and replaced my 78 overall safety with a 75 overall rookie. He's going to only improve. And my defense is atrocious in its team ranks for absolutely no reason. Go team. For the scouting national focus, I guess I have to do defense because it's terrible, so I'm just going to do defensive back. For the players ready to negotiate, Elijah Vera Tucker, I was waiting for this moment. $11 million a year for 5 years. He resigns. I have $104 million left to spend. DJ Reed, 3-year deal with him. I honestly wouldn't mind it, but I want to see if he regresses whenever he hits 28. It's going to be a small regression. It won't be big. Tyler Conklin's about to turn 30. I'm good. Michael Carter, the second here, not the running back on the Cardinals. I'm going to give him a 5-year deal because he's young. He has normal depth, but it's fine. He's an 80 overall. He's going to be a nice depth piece for us. He's going to be a nice number 3, so I'm going to keep him. Michael Pierce, I want to see how far he regresses. Same thing with CJ Mosley. Ashton Davis, I'm not really interested in. Javon Kinlaw is a total bust of a first-round pick. And everyone else here, Sauce Gardner, I'm going to accept the option. Garrett Wilson doesn't want to be here, and Jermaine Johnson does. I'm going to accept the options on all 3 of these guys. I have $98 million to spend, but I have a lot of upcoming players to pay. So for now, let's just move into the playoffs. Jordan Travis is just him. Buffalo's made a complete comeback. They'll probably eliminate us here. My defense has made a comeback. They're 4th in the league now. My rushing defense still mid for some reason, but my offensive points per game is 7, so that's nice. We're actually coming off a loss to the Bills, so that's super inconvenient that we have to play them in the first round of the wild card. Stats and awards, Jordan Travis, okay, top 15 QB, 103 pass rating for his first starting season, definitely isn't bad. 13th best offense, 5th best defense, 3,800 yards to 28 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions in his rookie year. Like, despite him only being 12th for passing yards and passing touchdowns, and his pass rating being 19th in the league, that's also compared to like backup QBs who have only made like 1 attempt to 1 completion. But still, Jordan Travis to 28 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions in his rookie year. That's actually really nice. He already has the QB of the future tag. That's clean. I like this start for Jordan Travis. Really do. Breece Hall, 300 attempts, almost 1,400 yards, 4.6 per carry, 17 touchdowns. Do I give him superstar dev? 17 touchdowns is a really nice season. I think he would deserve it at this point. Jordan Travis also with 5 rushing touchdowns. That's nice for him. Receiving-wise, Mike Williams, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Malachi Corley, 10 touchdowns, 900 yards. Seems like Jordan Travis isn't a huge fan of Garrett Wilson, but 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Still a solid season for him. Defensively, CJ Mosley, 115 tackles for a loss, 19 for Quentin Williams, sacks, 14.5 for Hassan Reddick, 9 for Quentin Williams, 4.5 for Jermaine Johnson, interceptions, 4 for CJ Mosley. Safeties on the team is 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. Can Jordan Travis get his first ever playoff win as a starter against a different divisional rival this year, not the Dolphins, the Bills? He does. After losing in Week 18, we are here to face the Kansas City Chiefs. This time, we're going to have to play at their home in the divisional round. We started off playing a divisional rival last year and then went to the Chiefs. Now we come back to the Chiefs and Jordan Travis loses. Unfortunately, the defense could not stop 28 points against the Chiefs. It was probably a game-winning drive for them. Unfortunate for us. Let's move into the offseason. And the Chiefs, once again, for the 3rd time, beat the Niners in the Super Bowl, 35-28. Niners fans are in shambles, dude. Within their past 4 Super Bowls, is it their 4 Super Bowls? Well, this would be their 3rd one with the Chiefs. They would have 2 against the Ravens. So in their past 5 Super Bowls that they've appeared to, they've lost all 5. The Niners fans are in shambles. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP and back-to-back league MVPs. And Robert Saleh wins Coach of the Year for the Jets. In the AFC East, Kelvin Beachum retires for the Dolphins and Von Miller retires for the Bills. For the team upgrades, Jordan Travis had a really promising start for a rookie. He's only up to a 75 overall without the boost. I'm not going to give him superstar dev because he didn't place in top 10 for passing touchdowns or passing yards, but he had a really, really nice start with the team. Tyron Smith is never going to retire, and I'm going to have Fashanu at the 2nd string forever, which is going to suck. And Morgan Moses is a good overall as well, so there's no reason to bench Morgan Moses. Maybe I move Fashanu to left guard, which would seem kind of unrealistic. Actually, I don't want to waste his potential. He's a big guy. He should be a starter for me. I want him to get more XP until Tyron Smith eventually retires. So for now, I will move him to left guard, and then I'm going to kick him out to outside offensive tackle here, well, to left tackle once Tyron Smith eventually retires. Maybe he doesn't for the entire simulation, but Gaines, RJ Gaines here in the 1st round. He's already 24 years old, but he comes with superstar X Factor. Yeah, I know. I'm glazing myself. I'm a baller at drafting. He didn't get upgraded to superstar X Factor. He is a superstar X Factor, and you know what's funny? we have Jamal Adams part 2. The dude came with number 33, and he's a superstar X Factor. I casually just drafted Jamal Adams in the first round here. Quincy Williams gets start ev. Stanton already comes with start ev. CJ Mosley continues to regress, and everyone else on the team looks the exact same. So let's move into the re-signing. For the players ready to negotiate, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson, I'm going to accept all of their 5th-year options for them. They're going to get paid for their 5th year, of course. DJ Reed, he only wants a 1-year contract. I'll give him 2 years, then increase his salary a little bit and his bonus. And he wants to test out free agency. That's unfortunate. I'm going to target him in free agency regardless. Michael Pierce, he only goes down to an 80 overall, so I'm going to do 1 more year with him, and then I'm going to let him walk after that. CJ Mosley, I'm honestly just not interested in. Do I do 1 year? I mean, I have a lot of money. He's a 79. This will be his last year with the Jets. That's going to be my only logic and reasoning behind that. Ashton Davis, Kinlaw, everyone else here isn't really interested with the team. So I'm going to move into free agency with $110 million to spend, but I can't be crazy with it because I need to re-sign DJ Reed, and I also have pending upcoming contracts for the other guys. So let's move into free agency. Brandon Ayuk is casually just in free agency. They didn't even bother to tag and trade him. I mean, do I go after him? I already have Malachi. I already have an X Factor. I don't want to pay this guy. He has no interest with being in the team, so I'd have to pay him $35 million a year. I'm not doing that. JJ McCarthy's already in free agency because I guess his contract was only 2 years. That sucks because I really wish I could change the contracts in Madden. You can't. I mean, in franchise you can, but for the actual roster itself, when you upload it, you can't do anything. You can't give the rookies devs unless it's like an actual draft class. So that sucks, and honestly, this free agency class blows as well. Yeah, J.C. Latham is already here. I don't want anyone here. If I'm being real, I only went after DJ Reed. Let's see if we get him. I get DJ Reed back. Honestly, that wasn't a crazy free agency apart from Brandon Ayuk, which I wasn't going to pay $35 million a year. So let's just move into the draft. In the first round, picking up defensive back Marquez Pearson out of Texas Tech. I already know I have DJ Reed, Michael Carter II, and Sauce Gardner. And I also have Quandre Diggs and a new X Factor safety, but he looked like the best player available out of Texas Tech. 6'1", almost 200 pounds, 1 pound off, of course. Hidden dev, 91 speed, 93 acceleration, A injury, B tackle, and A zone coverage. In round number 2, getting another Texas Tech guy, Daniel Moon here, 6'3", 230, hidden dev, 89 speed, 89 acceleration. He's going to eventually replace CJ Mosley whenever I don't re-sign him next season. A zone coverage, B man coverage, and B tackle. This is the team after the draft. Breece Hall's up to a superstar dev. I guess I missed that from last time, but I guess Mike Williams is regressing. I'm still going to make him the starter. Malachi Corley is still going to be in the slot. O-line looks nice here. The tight end, I got this guy in the 4th round. Not that good, but who knows? He maybe could get Rookie of the Year, so I'll put him at starting tight end, even though he's a 66. Moon is a 71 overall. He's just going to be a backup for now. Pearson is a 76, so he looks like a baller. So I put him at the 3 over Carter. I mean, I want him to get some type of award, so that'd be cool if he did. Got this guy Cruz in the 3rd round. He's a total bust. Defensively, put Pearson back into the slot here. Everyone else looks good. Team looks good. Hopefully Jordan Travis can have another great season like he did in the previous year, and hopefully we can actually get past the Chiefs this time. Let's move into year number 3 for the midseason. 6-1, top of the division. All my team ranks are in the green except for my defensive rushing game. Since my defensive rushing game is the only problem, I'm just going to scout to the defensive tackle, and that's actually the top strength of the class too. For the players ready to negotiate, Breece Hall, absolutely, we'll give you a 6-year contract, $10 million a year. He resigns with the team. Mike Williams doesn't want to be here. He wants the team to have a franchise QB. That could change at the end of the year, so I'm going to wait on that. Son Reddick, and yes, I think I will resign Mike Williams just because he has X Factor. He's about to turn 31 though. Son Reddick, he doesn't like the scheme fit. You're just going to have to thug it out, dude. I guess I'm going to be paying this dude for the rest of the rebuild. Well, actually, since he's about to be 31, I'm going to wait till he regresses overall wise, so that way it will be a cheaper contract potentially. Quincy Williams, he's about to turn 30. He doesn't want to be here just because he wants no state income tax, so he can walk. Tyron Smith, I wouldn't mind keeping him around. $30 million is a boatload, my boy. $30 million, you're not a receiver. I understand you're a left tackle, and that's one of the highest paid positions in the NFL, but that is quite a lot. It moves it down to 29, then 31. That doesn't help me. I'm going to wait until he goes down in overall. Yeah, I'm not going to pay him $30 million. That's outrageous, especially whenever I already have your backup ready to kick to the outside and ready for you to kick the bucket, really. But, I mean, kick the bucket in the NFL, not in real life. That'd be terrible. Quandre Diggs and then Michael Pierce can both walk. They're just older now. CJ Mosley can walk. Same thing with him. Same thing with Morgan Moses. I didn't realize how old our team was, but hopefully we win something this year because we're 6-1. Let's move into the playoffs. 15-2, top of the division, first round bye, coming off a loss to the Texans. It doesn't matter, still have the first round bye, so I guess we just tank that game. Or CJ Stroud's just a baller. But either way, my defensive points per game went down to 17th, and my defensive rushing game is suddenly first in the NFL. All right, I guess. Stats and rewards, Jordan Travis leading the league in passing yards here. Jordan Travis is 7th in the league for league MVP, 6th in passing touchdowns, so I guess he had some interceptions. Best offense in the NFL, 3rd best defense. He had 4,800 yards to 36 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, 111 pass rating. Even though these interceptions went up, his yards and his touchdowns went up, so I would still consider this to be a W. His player tag still hasn't changed to franchise QB, which is a bit upsetting, but it's fine. Breece Hall, 327 tackles, and then he has 20 touchdowns, 4.9 per carry, almost 1,600 yards. I think this deserves X Factor. That's an amazing year. Mike Williams, almost 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson with 11 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. I'm going to give him Superstar Dev if the AI doesn't give it to him. Just had, I mean, last year he didn't have 1,000 yards, but double-digit touchdowns, 1,100 yards, 91 receptions is a great season. Malachi Corley, similar season except way less touchdowns, same receptions, similar yards, but again, way less touchdowns. Then Colin Emery. This is what I was talking about. This could, this is easily start out. As a rookie who started out as a 66 overall. Dude has 9 touchdowns, 900 yards in his rookie season as a tight end. That's like in competition with the other top tight ends in the league. Quincy Williams with 128 tackles, tackles for a loss, 17 for Quinnen Williams, sacks, 11.5 for Hassan Reddick, 8.5 for Michael Pierce. That's surprising. Quinnen Williams with 8, Jermaine Johnson with 8, interceptions, 2 for Quincy Williams. Safeties on the team is 1 for Hassan Reddick. Defensive touchdowns is 0. Who will we be playing in the divisional round? Please don't let it be the Chiefs. Please don't let it be the Chiefs. Please no. The 9-8 Jacksonville Jaguars were 4 overalls higher than them. Can Jordan Travis pull it out here in the divisional round this year? No. Dude, come on. You got to do something for me. Let's move into the 4th year. Maybe I'll play a 5th year, but Jordan Travis, you need to lock in, dude. And the Eagles beat the Jaguars in the Super Bowl 38-35. Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. We get back-to-back Coach of the Year. And my tight end, I said, who knows, maybe he gets Rookie of the Year. He does get Rookie of the Year. He was a 66 overall. I guess he's a baller. In the AFC East, both of my offensive tackles just up and dipped. All right, this is what I was preparing for. For the team upgrades, Jordan Travis does get Superstar Dev, but he's still a 79 overall. And I know some people may be like, oh, you want him to progress too quickly, Vic. It's like yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, it's like, I'm pretty sure I know he can be good. So safety valve, sure, we'll do that. For his superstar ability, it's not really going to make a difference because he doesn't have too much access to these other abilities. Emery is already up to a 71 overall, 74 without the boost, and then included in the XP, it's a 73 without the boost, of course. Quick maths, Fashanu is going to kick out back to offensive tackle. So in free agency, I'm going to need a new left guard, a new offensive tackle. Usually Joel Bitonio is there for left guard. Breece Hall is up to a 99 overall with the boost. No other upgrades there. I'm going to give Garrett Wilson Superstar Dev. I already gave an explanation for this. Garrett Wilson, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. He's done it in a season before. Not the last one, but still. Quincy Williams goes up to Superstar Dev. CJ Mosley is now the same overall as Daniel Moon, so he's not going to be coming back to the team. And then Diggs is a 79 overall. I'm not going to sign him, but Pearson, I was just thinking about this while we were simulating. He's a 91 speed, 86 zone coverage, and then his man coverage is 67. That's atrocious. That's definitely more of a safety build there than a corner build. So since I already have 3 good corners, 3 solid corners, then of course Sauce Gardner being amazing, I'm going to move him up to free safety, and then Quandre Diggs is going to walk, and he actually goes up 3 overalls for being a safety, so that makes a lot more sense for him to move up there. So I like that a lot. In free agency, I'm going to need a new defensive tackle to replace Michael Pierce, a left guard, a right tackle, then I'm going to need Jordan Travis to completely ball out. He's been doing great for this rebuild. If we don't make the Super Bowl in year number 4, I think I will play year number 5 just to give Jordan Travis that extra push to get to the Super Bowl. For the players ready to negotiate, Mike Williams has interest now. I'm going to do player friendly since I have the money to keep him, and Tyron Smith also retired, so I don't have to pay him. So Mike Williams is going to resign. Despite his age, I still have 1, if not 2 seasons left with the team. Hassan Reddick, you're just going to have to thug it out, dude. You didn't really go down in overall at all, so it really doesn't change your contract. You're just going to have to thug it out and be with the team. It's fine. Quincy Williams, he has Superstar Dev. I want him to be here. $7 million a year isn't bad, but he doesn't want to be here at all just because of the state income tax. But I'm going to do a 2-year deal with him on that, so that way he can cut out his contract if I later don't want him. But he's going to resign on a 2-year contract. Will McDonald, do I accept the option? I don't think I am. He doesn't want to be here. He's already 27. Really, you were an old rookie. I don't know how you were picked in the first round, but still, Isaiah Davis, I don't really need. Quandre Diggs, Michael Pierce. I'm looking for Michael Pierce replacement, but I already got the CJ Mosley and Quandre Diggs replacement. I have $59 million to spend. Need a left guard, defensive tackle, and right tackle. Let's move into free agency. Micah Parsons being here is so tempting, but should I pay someone about $37 million a year to be in a position that I don't need? No. Jalen Ramsey, $21 million. Oh, I don't need defensive back, but these are tempting. Brock Purdy's here too. I mean, obviously, we're not going to do that. Zach Martin, though, I can move him to left guard. I'm cool with this. Superstar 88 overall Caleb Williams. The Bears just said, nah, they don't want their superstar quarterback, and they just let him hit free agency. All right, that was an interesting move. So I just addressed all three positions that I need. I got Zach Martin. I'm going to move him. I'm actually going to keep him at right guard, move Elijah Vera Tucker to left guard. Got Trent Brown as a right tackle, and I got Travis Jones as a defensive tackle. In the first round, picking depth up at defensive tackle because it matters in Madden simulation. Defensive tackle Jose Hobson out of UCLA, 6'5", almost 300 pounds, hidden dev, 88 strength, 78 speed, 83 acceleration is very nice for rookie. A play rec, A power moves, A pursuit, B tackle. He looks great. In the second round, getting a new left outside linebacker just as depth because I promoted my middle linebacker, of course. Pass coverage archetype, 6'1", 221 out of Ole Miss, 86 speed, 91 acceleration, very athletic as you can see. Hidden dev, A zone coverage was mainly what I was looking at, and he had elite acceleration and great speed, which of course it shows here. Now this is the team moving into year number 4. Travis is only up to a 79 overall, and I even boosted QB XP up to 120, which isn't a huge difference in Madden simulation. I did that at the start of the video, but still, Jordan Travis, hopefully he can lead us to the promised land. He will probably be an 81 overall by the time we get to the playoffs, but Garrett Wilson is a higher overall than Mike Williams now because he is regressing. Emery, he still has ways to go in terms of progression, but being a superstar tight end after only one season, from being a 66 normal dev to a 74 superstar, huge improvement. The O-line honestly looks better with the new and improved players. So 90 overall team as well, 74 overall outside linebacker. Hobson is a 75. Great depth at the line, great depth at defensive back. My lowest overall defensive back is a 74 overall, and he apparently has elf ears. My God, he probably gets HM radio with those things. And then Pearson's a 79. Team looks great. Surprise Gaines hasn't progressed a lot faster than just an 83 by now. But again, team looks great. Year number 4, potentially going to do a year number 5. Let's move in to the playoffs for the 4th and final year, potentially. 14-3, top of the division, number 1 in points per game, number 11 in points per game for defense. And then our defensive passing game and rushing game is 5th. Team seems to be doing great. First round bye again, of course. I probably already mentioned that. And we are coming off a win to the Broncos in week 18, 31-21. Stats and awards, Jordan Travis looks like a top 5 QB, 2nd best offense in the NFL, 4th best defense. Where does he place for league MVP? Yeah, Dak winning league MVP? Sure, bud. Oh, well, Vic, he was actually pretty close to winning league MVP this year. Not in the playoffs, but Caleb Williams signs with the Colts, and he just balls out. Jordan Travis is 8th for league MVP after being top 4 in passing yards and touchdowns, so he increases his interceptions, so that's the problem now, but it's not really that much of a problem. 11 interceptions isn't horrible, but it's not necessarily good. 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 106 pass rating. He's been doing great for us. I didn't know we had 4 QBs on the team. Why did we sign Jaron Hall? Breece Hall, 319 attempts, 1,700 yards, 4.5 per carry, 20 rushing touchdowns. This is why he's a 99 overall superstar X Factor. Amazing year from him. Garrett Wilson, his best season yet, with 13 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. He's doing amazing. This should be an X Factor if he doesn't already have one. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. Then Mike Williams, 9 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Malachi Corley, he hasn't been a stud for us, but for a 3rd round pick, he's been a nice number 3 for us with 6 touchdowns, 800 yards. And of course, I'm only paying him on a rookie contract, so it's very nice. Colin Emery with 600 yards, 6 touchdowns as well. Quincy Williams with 129 tackles for a loss, 15 for Hassan Reddick, sacks 19 for Hassan Reddick. Quinnen Williams with 13. I don't like how we have Quinnen Williams and Quincy Williams. It really throws me off. But anyways, 12 sacks for Jermaine Johnson. A nice breakout season for him. He's going to get superstar dev. Interceptions 4 for DJ Freed Jr. and safeties on the team 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. Now, who will we be playing in the divisional round? Please don't mess this up. I may hop into this one. The Browns. Is their QB still Deshaun Watson? I would assume so. Sometimes I see the AI just be like, nah, and draft the QB over him. I knew it. I knew he wasn't going to be the QB here. Travis Donahue, if I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sorry, out of Penn State, 227, 6'3", 24 years old. He looks sick. 99 throw power off rip? Dude, he's only an 83 overall without the boost. How? It's not even boosted 99. It's just a solid 99. And he has 79 speed. It's not like he has Tom Brady speed. This guy is crazy. His short accuracy blows, but medium accuracy, deep accuracy with 99 throw power, that's actually nuts. And then they're still paying out Deshaun Watson's outrageously bad contract just to be a horrible QB. They're paying him $78 million. He's robbing them right now. But Jordan Travis, you got to win one, dude. Please, you're 14-3. It's a first-round bye. Please don't lose again like how we lost to the 9-8 Jaguars. We don't. 24-14, 99 throw power wasn't enough, but I'll definitely hop into a conference championship game here against the 85 overall Los Angeles Chargers. We're 5 overalls higher, well, 6 overalls higher with quick math. Looks like they drafted another X-Factor defensive end. But as you guys know, Madden Simulation doesn't care about the overall. Let's just move into it. Here we are against the Los Angeles Chargers in snowy New Jersey here. 7-0 start for the Chargers. Jordan Travis isn't performing well in the snow. Finally put 7 on the board, and we take our first lead, 10-7 here, 10-10. They tied up. Halftime, we open up with 3 points. Okay, a little bit disappointing, but now we made it a 2-score game. They're going to respond. It's a 3-point game here. Do not choke this defense. It is 3rd and 7. They're going for it on 4th down. End game drive. They have 3 timeouts. I'm going to run the ball, kick the field goal, and then that should be the game. I mean, I'm going to run the ball, run out the clock, period. So let's just get to it. 1st and 10, we're going to give this ball here to Breece Hall, of course, and he's going to get tackled immediately, but 2nd and 6. 2nd down and 6, right back to Breece Hall, who has a great lane up the field. I'm trying to get him just to lay down, but that's their 2nd timeout, and the AI is telling us to take knees, so I think that will be the game. And I know this wouldn't happen in real life, but I'm just going to do this for fun because I think it's funny. The kicker up the field, power forward into the end zone. No way. Final seconds. We're going to get a touchdown with Emery, the tight end. Colin Emery, the superstar tight end, gets another postseason touchdown because I thought it was funny just to do a fake field goal in the final seconds. 26-27 is your final score as we're moving on to the Super Bowl in a disrespectful fashion. Here we are in the Super Bowl. Of course, it has to be the Cowboys. I mention it every video. It's so impossible to beat the Cowboys, especially in the playoffs. Jordan Travis has superstar X Factor. Garrett Wilson has superstar X Factor. This team is amazing. I'm so happy to have Jordan Travis as an X Factor. Also, get Mike Williams X Factor out of here. I'd rather have it with Garrett Wilson and his double me ability. That's awesome. And Jordan Travis, I might be playing with him in the Super Bowl since I have to play the Cowboys, of course. So I think I'm going to do Gambler with him, and I'm actually going to start picking out some of these, so I'll let you guys know. Actually, this is all I'm going to go with. I don't really like his superstar abilities. It doesn't get much of an option since he's not a high overall. He's only an 83 overall, and it doesn't even get a boost. He's an 83 overall without the coach boost and stuff like that, so it's lame how slow he upgraded, but it's fine even with the boost I gave him myself. And then everyone else here, looks like I drafted another superstar X Factor outside linebacker in the 2nd round because I'm just amazing at drafting and I'm glazing myself all the time. Defensively, my 1st round defensive tackle, only a star dev. DJ Reed goes up to superstar dev. When did he ever get star dev? Did I just completely miss it, or did he just seriously just jump from normal superstar? He just got superstar. So did he ever get star dev? Maybe in the midseason from a breakout challenge that I didn't do. But the rest of the team still looks great. Super Bowl run. Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses retired at the wrong time, but technically the right time for us because it actually gave me a little bit more cap room to work with to rebuild the offensive line and get Jordan Travis here to the Super Bowl against the Dallas Cowboys. They're an 86 overall team. And again, we're 6 overalls higher, but again, the AI does not care. Let's see if we can beat the Cowboys because they are gods in simulation. Also, keep in mind, the Cowboys no longer have Micah Parsons. He was in free agency in the previous year, so the devs just think Dak is just a god in simulation for no reason. They think he's a god in real life, but it's 17-17 at halftime. We're going to open up the half with 7 points. Do not choke this. Do not choke these. 3rd down alert. I don't care if we are only in the 3rd quarter. I'm already going to start running chew clock on this 3rd and 1 here for the team. Hopefully the AI runs chew clock for the rest of the game. If we take a 2-score lead and just run chew clock throughout the 4th quarter, I'm fine with that. Give this to Breece Hall. He's going to get a 1st and 10 on that 3rd and 1. That should be the end of the 3rd quarter as well. So what do we have here? It is the 4th quarter. Red zone alert. 31-17. No, give me the ball. Give me the ball. I thought the AI was about to screw me and let the Cowboys have the ball back. No need to throw the ball here. I mean, it's 3rd and 5, so maybe I do it now. But it's like you could have just ran the clock out and finished the game. Can I step out with Jordan Travis? Can I step up with Jordan Travis? I can. I didn't know he was that quick. I mean, I made the rosters, but I forget overalls all the time. Jordan Travis, 1st and 10. We got the 3rd down alert, end game drive. Yeah, I want to play this, of course. I just want to run out the clock because I know the AI won't. Even though I stepped out of bounds and it stopped the clock, it's fine. 1st and 10, let's just keep draining this clock. They still have 3 timeouts, so we're going to have to find a way to work around here, and as that's only a 1-yard gain for Breece Hall. 2nd down and 9, right back to Breece Hall here. Follow my lead blocks. My offensive tackle didn't get in front of me fast enough, but it still leads to a 3rd and 3. 3rd down and 3, still going to run it right down their throat with Breece, and he's not going to be able to get there on 4th and 1. It would be stupid for me to go for this because it makes this a 2-score game if I pin this here with Joey Sly. So I am just going to do it with Joey Sly. I shanked my last Super Bowl kick in my Nate Wiggins Ravens rebuild, but we're going to get this one 34-24. It's a, what do you call it, 10-point lead here. I'm going to do all offense because I know the AI is going to immediately punt it if the Cowboys score here. Yeah, the Cowboys are gods in simulation. Now I got to take a knee and end the game because I'm sure if I didn't hop in this, the AI, my AI would just try to go for it and it would be a 3 and out and then the Cowboys would come back and win the Super Bowl. But we're going to win the Super Bowl, so it was the right move for me just to take my field goal there and make it a 2-score game with less than 2 minutes left. And the Jets will win the Super Bowl. Jordan Travis and the New York Jets win the Super Bowl against the unbeatable Dallas Cowboys, who have just been beaten 34-31. Of course, I had to hop in there to officially confirm it. Jordan Travis is a Super Bowl champion, going from Tallahassee, Florida Jet to Jersey Thug here. But we win the Super Bowl in Miami, so he gets to be a Miami Jet. Someone's going to slide on his blog and be like, what up, Glee? You won the Super Bowl, Glee? You know what I'm saying? Only real Florida Jets know what I'm talking about there. But anyways, stupid commentary for me. We're going to win the Super Bowl here with Jordan Travis and the New York Jets. Your Super Bowl MVP is Jordan Travis. Dak Prescott wins the league MVP, but he doesn't win the Super Bowl. Breece Hall, Offensive Player of the Year, 3 times in a row for Coach of the Year for the Jets. And there are no other awards here. Great year for the Jets. Super Bowl MVP for Jordan Travis. Rebuild was all about him. I actually really enjoyed this. Jordan Travis developed beautifully in Madden simulation. Thank you for the suggestion for whoever who suggested it. I'm sure I threw it up on the screen at the beginning of the video. But apart from that, guys, I thank you guys all for watching. Let me know which team you want me to do next down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.